go.
Hey, let's give these guys a big hand of applause. Look, I'm serious. Really, you guys were terrific.
Thanks, Roy.
Hey, big brother. Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Ruby. What were you doing in the office, Ruby?
I had to use the phone. It was business.
What kind of business?
Well, I just finished talking to Phil Roberts. They want to sign you up as a regular.
Yeah, well, you can just forget it because I'm not interested. Give me a beer here, will you?
Even for, $50,000 a year.
Do you like the house?
I love the house.
As much as you can love a house in town?
Well, I did live at the ranch for 10 years. It's just going to take a little time for me to adjust to living in town again, that's all.
I joined the country club today, so you can spend as much time out there as you want. That ought to help a little bit, right?
How did you get everything done so quickly?
Well, it's easy. Stryker Bellman, you see, he knows the people that lived here, so he made arrangements for us to move in right away, and he sponsored us at the club.
I was out at the Bellmans this afternoon, and Stryker did not mention a word about that.
Well, I asked him not to. I wanted to surprise you.
You did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess we better go to dinner.
I want to stay here with you.
I want to stay here, too, but I think we better go to dinner.
You know, I never should have suggested an old-fashioned courtship now, should I?
We'll be married soon.
We gonna set the date tonight?
You bet we are.
We have two things to celebrate, Iris.
Two?
My marriage to Ashley and the ousting of Ryan Connor from World Oil.
What is this?
It's a signed statement from a man who used to work as an accountant at World Oil. There was an investigation into the misappropriation of large amounts of money, money which was supposed to be deposited in the bank accounts at World Oil, but which for one reason or another was delayed for long periods of time. Ryan Connor canceled the investigation and drove Mr. Johnson, who wrote that letter, right out of the company.
Are you accusing Ryan of using World Oil funds for his own personal use?
It sure looks that way to me.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Nobody's going to pay me $50,000 to get up some TV screen and run my mouth for 10 minutes. They have to be crazy.
Well, they must be crazy then because they want you and Ricky twice a week. And they're willing to pay you $500 every time you're on. Now, by my calculations, that's about a little more than $50,000 apiece a year for each of you.
Are you serious?
Of course, that's minus my commission, but it still leaves you with a good bit more than pocket money.
Whew, that's amazing. Is this on the level, Ruby?
Yeah, I'm going down tomorrow to pick up the contracts at the studio. So, what do you think?
I think it's great.
Don't I get a little hug for being such a good manager?
No. You get a big hug. Whoa.
Ricky? Congratulations.
Thanks, Roy. Thanks.
What is the matter?
$50,000 for just getting up there and talking.
Well, that's all they want you to do. And I think you should be real happy, Billy Joe. I can't think of a nicer way to earn money.
It's almost like stealing.
Hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth there, Billy Joe.
Still thinking of turning it down, Billy Joe?
Nita, I gotta go tell Nita right now.
Well, what do you know? I think I finally did something my big brother approves of.
You know, I feel a little bad about Steve not being in our decision about the house.
Well, this camping trip with Buddy and Buddy Jr. is very important to him. I think he needs a little time to try to get over Max's death.
Are you going to be staying out on the ranch till we get married?
No, I think I'll go and stay with the Bellmans and Rena.
What about Steve?
Well, I'm going to leave Steve out at the ranch with Kate for the rest of the summer, at least until school starts.
Justin, he He doesn't seem to be spending too much time out on the ranch, does he?
No, he spends most of his evenings in town with Ashley.
Is he still giving Rena a hard time?
I think Vicky took care of that.
Is Rena really pregnant?
She has all the signs and symptoms.
She really wants to have a baby, doesn't she?
No, not just a baby. She wants to have Max's baby. There's a big difference.
I understand. Because that's how I feel about wanting to have children with you.
Ryan, I'd like to have a baby as soon as possible.
Okay, let's set the date. How about 2 weeks from tonight, okay?
I can't believe that Ryan would cover up an investigation like this.
When I was working at KVIK, I tried to investigate an allegation into the misuse of funds. Ryan Connor fought me the whole way.
Did he stop you?
Well, Alex finally intervened, allowed me to see the books, but I was too late. They were in good order.
You think Ryan was stalling you so that he could cover up any missing funds?
That's the way it adds up to me.
Ashley, did you know about this?
Well, of course, I knew about Justin's investigation, and Ryan Connor was opposed to it. And I knew that Mr. Johnson had disappeared suddenly after Mr. Wheeler's first stroke. I didn't put any of this together.
I think it's very obvious that Ryan Connor was playing games with World Oil money. Alex somehow found out about it, confronted him, and he had his first stroke.
You're jumping to conclusions.
It makes perfect sense to me. When Alex finally regained his speech, he wanted to talk to Stryker Bellman and Ryan Connor.
What do you mean?
He wanted to talk about the missing money, not the changing of his will.
But Alex told Ashley about the changing of the will, nothing about an investigation.
He didn't mention it, but he...
Maybe it was just a coincidence that Alex was so well on his way to recovery and suddenly died. Why was Iris called out of the sitting room just before Ryan came to visit Alex? Ryan was the last person to see Alex Wheeler alive.
He did murder Alex.
No, Iris...
He betrayed his uncle and the company his uncle created, and he murdered the man I loved. I'm going to call Detective Donovan.
No, Iris, don't do that.
Why not?
We shouldn't go to the police. It might lead to certain accusations, lawsuits, embarrassment for the company. I think it would be disastrous.
Yes, it would, Iris.
Well, are you suggesting that Ryan just go free?
I think we should form our own quiet investigation into this missing money business so that we can form some solid evidence against Ryan Connor.
All you've got are theories and suspicions, none of which I believe to be true.
You still believe in Ryan's innocence?
Yes, I do, Iris.
Well, I don't. I think he's guilty, and I'm going to prove it.
Justin, I want to leave.
I can't do that. I just accepted Iris's invitation to dinner.
I'm not hungry.
What's the matter, Ashley?
I just don't want to see Ryan Connor railroaded out of the company for something he didn't do.
Sure as hell tried to railroad me.
You were guilty. You were slant drilling on Max's property.
Are you with me? Or are you against me? You have to make up your mind now, Ashley.
Justin, I love you. I want you to be happy.
Becoming president of World Oil will make me happy. Having a son, our son, will make me happy. If I can't get Ryan Connor out of World Oil, Iris will, one way or another. He's going to be ousted. Why shouldn't I take advantage of this?
Because you don't need to.
Do you think he'd hesitate for a second dumping me if he could? Not a chance.
Justin, what if he's innocent?
He's not. Will you help me prove it?
I'm having a great time.
Me too.
You know, if we're getting married in 2 weeks, I have a lot of unfinished business to take care of with you.
Like what?
Well, I promised I'd bring you flowers, right? And I promised that I'd sit in the parlor and talk with you and Kate, that I'd take you dancing.
We've done all that.
But I also promised that I'd take you to the moving picture show.
All right, let's go tomorrow night, okay?
Okay. Let's buy our rings tomorrow, too, all right?
Rings? Plural?
Sure. Aren't you gonna give me a ring?
Well, I thought about it, but I wasn't sure whether you want one or not.
No, I do. Because I want everyone to know that I'm married to the most beautiful woman in Texas. In the whole country. In the whole world.
All right. I will give you a ring for every finger.
Really? Well, we haven't had too much to laugh about recently, have we?
No, we haven't.
That's all changing.
And it's for us. Not for Rena, though.
Oh, come on. In time, Rena's gonna learn how to laugh again. You'll see.
Okay, I know we have to live our own lives.
Together. I love you so much.
Honey? The music stopped.
Oh, well, guess it's time for dinner, huh?
It is.
Oh, my lady. Looks so beautiful.
Ryan.
Well, look who's here.
Hi, Grant.
Ginny, I'm terribly sorry for interrupting, but I do have to speak with Ryan.
Elliot, how did you find this place? It's absolutely lovely.
KVIK did a segment on establishments with live bands, and this was one of them. I've wanted to come here ever since, but I couldn't find the time. Not to mention the right person. To a relaxing evening.
Ah, I will drink to that.
It's nice. Did you have any trouble getting Alfredo to cover for you at the top of the World Club?
Nope. I had been there since 8 o'clock this morning, so I felt I deserved a break. How about you? How was your day at the station?
Oh, rather uneventful. Except for the usual wars and pestilence and plagues that keep us in business.
Elliot, how's Dennis?
I spoke with him after you left yesterday. Apparently everything Peter told you was true. Dennis told me that the whole business of bringing Jack Brent to the top of the World Club to embarrass you was his idea.
I suppose I was hoping somehow that Peter was lying, but I guess I knew deep down that he wasn't. It just seemed too good to be true. Dennis is forgiving me. He's having Iris rehire me, my moving back into the suite.
Paige, let's not talk about any of that tonight,
I'm sure it must be on your mind.
Well, I admit I was upset about it yesterday, but I had a talk with Iris, and I think everything is going to be fine.
What did she have to say?
She talked with Dennis. I think between Iris and me, we can work things out.
It upsets him that we see each other, doesn't it, Elliot?
I'm afraid it does. But Dennis has always been very possessive. I think he got that from his mother, who was always so possessive of him. But I think in time he'll see that you're no threat to him.
Well, I hope so. Because, you know, I've never quite had a friend like you. I don't want to lose you.
No chance of that. Shall we,
I'd love to.
You really think I can make it as a singer, don't you?
What do you think I've been telling you for the past month?
Oh, come on, Ruby. There's a singer out there in every street corner with a manager who's telling them the same thing.
Yeah, but that singer's not Ricky Decker. You're special, Ricky. You're talented. You're great looking. You got presence. I think you could be the hottest thing this country's seen in years, if you put your mind to it.
And how do I go about putting my mind to it?
You're serious, aren't you?
Well, let's say that I am. I wouldn't stop until I made it to the top.
Well, with me behind you, you would be there tomorrow.
Well, I don't have to be there tomorrow or the day after that for that matter, but, well, if that's where I'm headed, then that's where I want to be.
You'll be there. Just leave it all to me. Tomorrow morning, I can call some friends in the record business. Then I can call some people I know in Nashville.
Now, wait a
about
minute,
doing
Ruby,
couple
there's
club
something
dates,
you gotta
places with big names.
understand. Now, listen, this is my career we're talking about here. Now, you can advise me, but I'm gonna call the shots.
Well, sure. You can call all the shots you want to call. You just leave the rest to me.
Hey!
All right.
Well, look at this. You guys even had any champagne yet? Come on, Roll, get some glass over here. We gotta have a toast here.
Yeah.
What kind of celebration you guys having anyways, huh?
Sure.
Come over here. Quick, get the glass over here, huh? You got the glasses?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Roy.
hold on here. A little more. Whoa, don't spill it. A little more. Come on, a little more. A toast. Come on, a toast. This is very important.
You need some.
I got a toast. Ready? All set?
Everybody got
a
some?
toast.
Okay, a toast.
To Ricky and me and our new careers.
All right.
And another toast. Another toast.
Another toast.
And to the people we love.
I'll drink to them.
I don't understand how Mr. Johnson could have signed such a statement.
Obviously, Justin either paid him off or tried to have him blackmail.
Is that possible?
Look, I don't even know Johnson. I know that he disappeared. That's because Ashley told me, but I certainly didn't force him to quit the company.
Was he working on any special projects?
I don't know. I do know that his work files disappeared about the same time he did. No, I'd have to talk to the head of accounting to find out about any special projects.
Justin told me that you stopped him from investigating World Oil. Is that true?
That's right, I did.
Why?
Well, you see, Justin was this real hotshot reporter. He was looking for ratings, so he decided to investigate oil companies. You know, tell the public everything terrible they've always wanted to know about big corporations.
So he simply chose World Oil as one of his targets?
That's right. He said he had a reliable source who had told him there was a misappropriation of funds. So I went into the accounting department. They said they didn't know anything about it.
What'd you do then?
I told Justin to get lost. But he finally went to Alex, and Alex gave him run of the company. But Justin didn't fight on anything like I knew he would.
Well, Justin claims that you stalled him just in order to be able to cover up your tracks.
He's wrong. No, I did not take any funds out of World Oil and deposit them into my account. I'm not an embezzler.
Is Justin going to make these accusations public, Red?
No. Now, for the good of the company, he feels that this should be handled as quietly as possible.
Well, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to raise hell. And if Justin opens his mouth, I'm going to slap him with a libel suit.
Ryan, I don't think that's the answer.
Neither do I.
I'm sick and tired of Justin and Iris and their continual sniping at me in secret. Now, if Justin thinks he can prove I'm an embezzler, let's go to court. Let him prove it. I'll resign from World Oil so I don't embarrass the company.
You can't win, Ryan.
I can win. Justin cannot prove these accusations against me because they're all lies.
You'll lose. You'll destroy your reputation. The public will believe the half-truths and the rumors. The worst thing you can possibly do is argue this in public.
So what do you think I should do about it?
Stay at World Oil.
Why?
Because if you stay there, I can help you investigate. We can find the answers we need. If you resign, we can't possibly find them.
I may not be able to find them anyway.
Eventually, you will. If you resign, Justin will take over and you'll have access to absolutely nothing. You must stay.
I suppose Iris believes everything that Justin tells her.
Oh, yeah. Afraid she does.
Well, I'm not surprised. She's been telling everybody for months that I'm responsible for Alex's death.
Well, now she figures she's got the motive.
You gonna tell her about Dr. Watkins?
No. Absolutely not. She'd have you arrested in a minute.
Who's Dr. Watkins?
Ginny, he's this research fellow at Gulf Coast. He's been, his current project is stroke victims. Now, he believes that Alex's death was really not a second stroke. He thinks it was suffocation.
He thinks Alex was murdered?
That's right.
Yeah, but that's just theory, Jenny. They can't prove it because Alex's body was creeping.
Well, somebody better start proving something or Ryan's going to end up in jail.
You'll find the truth. I promise you.
We're gonna create a whole new image for Ricky. We're gonna put together a whole new act.
Yeah?
We're gonna talk about putting together a whole new act.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Well, I think that's just great.
Of course, now I got my hands full now that I have 2 clients.
2 clients?
Yeah, you and Ricky.
Well, Billy Joe, I didn't know Ruby was handling you.
I didn't either.
Well, I did negotiate your contract for the Phil Roberts show now, didn't I?
Well, I guess you're right. And what do you know, everybody? I got me an agent, huh? All right. Hey, wait a minute. Sounds like rain out there. I got a great idea. Let's take off all our clothes, go running in the rain.
No, Billy Joe, you're crazy.
That's right, I am.
Oh, well, I don't know about you all, but I'm sitting right back down here. I'm not walking in no rain.
Well, I guess that kills that idea, huh? There's only one thing left to do. Let's have some more champagne.
All right.
I'll have some.
Roy, come on, more champagne over here.
Oh, listen. That looks as if our dinner's going to be rained out before we've had dessert.
Oh, it is so beautiful with the rain across the lake. Did I ever tell you my family has a cabin across the lake right over there?
No.
Oh, yeah, we used to spend a lot of time out here when we were kids. You know, swimming, skiing. Actually, we spent most of our summers out here. Elliot, have you given up on that book?
What made you ask that?
Just curious.
No, I never give up on anything. I'll get back to it sooner or later.
I wish I could write.
Anyone can write.
If you really believe that, I will write you a letter sometime, and I will dispel that myth very quickly.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I was just thinking about all the things that have happened to me this past year, you know. Dad's suicide, Dennis, my marriage, divorce. It just seems so far away.
Well, let's keep it that way. Across the lake in sheets.
How Justin found out about Mr. Johnson.
Well, I wonder how Justin even knew about him. They're only,
What's wrong?
I know how Justin knew about Mr. Johnson. Ashley told him. She told him that Johnson disappeared and Justin did the rest. Of course. So, you and Rena were right about Ashley, weren't you? But she knows I'm innocent. She knows I didn't force him out of the company.
Ashley's engaged to Justin. Iris treats her just like a daughter. She can tell them anything she wants.
I better find Johnson real quick.
Tonight?
No. First thing in the morning.
You know, if you want to go over to the office and go through the files, see if you can find anything there, I'll be happy to go along with you, honey.
No. Right now I feel so tired, angry, I can't even think straight.
Well, you get a good night's sleep. You can deal with Justin in the morning.
I want to deal with Justin right now.
And
I want to knock him straight through the nearest window. That's what I want to do.
Well, that's not going to solve anything.
Maybe it's going to make me feel a lot better.
Will it?
No. Come on. I want to take you back to the ranch.
No, I don't want to go to the ranch.
What?
I want to stay with you tonight.
Did you really like me on the show today?
You were
were wonderful. You really were.
I didn't look like a funeral angel.
No, you were cute. Hey, did you enjoy being on the show?
Well, I wasn't too hot on the idea at first, but it's growing on me.
I think you're going to be real successful. All that money you're going to be making, it's almost too much to take in at one time.
Yeah, the money's fine. But there's something a whole lot more important to me than all that money.
What's that?
Have my wife and son back with me. Come on home with me. Come on.
Can't.
I got the whole apartment to myself. Ruby won't be there.
No, that's not the point.
We could stop by to Maggie's, pick up Billy Joe Jr. right now.
No, I just can't.
Nita, we're family. Families belong together.
I understand how you feel, but you gotta respect how I feel.
Yeah, I do.
I gotta go. Oh, it's open.
Good.
Wait a minute. Oh, look at...
I thought you said this cabin was just down the road.
I thought it was.
We must have run 2 miles.
Oh, but when you fell in that
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, that's all right.
I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Do you? Good. I'm glad you like that.
I did.
Oh, God. I am amazed I didn't break every bone in my body. Oh.
Are you all right?
Physically, I am fine. I don't think my wounded pride will ever be the same. Oh, God.
Oh, we better get out of these things.
Oh.
We may catch our death.
Yeah. I'd better build a fire for us, or your prediction just might come true.
I'm glad I remembered this place. I don't know what we would have done.
I'm glad you did, too.
Well, what do you think, Sport? Shall we call a garage and have the car towed?
No. I think the spark plugs just got wet when we flew through that small pond down the road there. But I think if the engine's warm enough, we should be able to get out of here in an hour or so. They'll be dry.
Ooh. Oh, great.
Are you cold?
Oh, just a little. I think... Oh, my word. Should look for some clothes for us to change into while you make a fire.
All right.
Okay.
Is Justin still here?
Well, obviously not.
Well, apparently my timing is just perfect.
Oh, if you're going to start in on Justin,
I'm appalled that you take any of his accusations seriously.
they're not just accusations anymore. He has proof.
Oh, his proof isn't
We have a statement from Mr. Johnson showing that Ryan covered up the investigation and forced him out of the company. Now, how can you continue to defend Ryan in the face of that?
Well, you're so intent on blaming Ryan for Alex's death that you'll believe anything that supports that theory, no matter how far-fetched.
Justin will prove you wrong, and Ryan Connor will be out of World Oil in a week or so. If he had any decency or any regard for the company, he'd resign tomorrow when he's confronted with Justin's charges.
I just left Ryan, and I advised him not to resign.
You had no right.
Of course I have that right. And he has the right to stay at World Oil and defend himself. You know, in this country, you're still innocent until proven guilty.
But we have the proof of his guilt.
The man is not an embezzler. The man is not a cold-blooded killer. And I'll do everything within my power to help him prove that.
Well, there's no way you can save him from scandal and disgrace.
Iris, what's the matter with you? What is this obsession with Ryan?
Ryan Connor killed the only man I have ever truly loved. My life ended when Alex died.
Your life did not end when Alex died. He wouldn't have wanted that. Iris, you're beautiful. You're young. You have many years in front of you. It is right for you to mourn that death, but it is not right for you to dedicate the rest of your life to avenge that death. Can't you see how wrong that is? What an utter waste of time.
Step.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think you're crazy for driving all the way out to the ranch in the pouring rain.
Talking about the rain on the roof. Doesn't it sound great?
It's great.
It's the most relaxing sound in the world. Elena and I used to spend half our lives as kids up in this barn. Every time Max had a chore that I didn't want to do, I used to come up here and hide. Pull up a seat. Sit down.
No champagne?
If I have any more champagne, it'll be more than I've had the rest of my life. I guess another swallow can't hurt, huh?
Oh. Sorry about the glasses.
How about you? Some more?
So, how do you feel about the decision you made tonight?
I feel great.
No second thoughts?
It's about time I got off my, you know what. Start doing something with my life, huh?
I'm gonna make you a star, Ricky. Pretty soon the name Ricky Decker's gonna be a household word.
Fine. Just so long as they don't bill me Ricky Decker, Max Decker's younger brother. That's what I've been all my life.
By the time I'm through with you, you won't be able to walk down the street without everybody knowing who you are. Every time you go in a restaurant, people gonna come running up, clamoring for Ricky Decker's autograph. Think you can handle it?
Sounds great.
You're going a long way.
Nothing stops you, does it?
Nothing and nobody. Your shirt's all wet.
Hi.
Hello.
How's the fire going?
You are speaking to a Boy Scout from way back.
I wasn't aware. It's good.
You still cold?
I was before, but I'm not now.
Good.
You know, I don't think anybody's been in this cabin since Dad died. Oh, he used to love it up here. I'd always know when business wasn't going well.
How?
Well, he used to come up here and spend days, out on the dock in the back, just thinking and fishing. And little Justin, whoa! I haven't thought about that in years. He'd grab his bamboo pole and trot out there and join him. They look so cute out there together.
It's good to hear you talk about your family. You don't do it often.
I think that's one of the things that I was most looking forward to with Dennis. Having a family.
I don't think you should give up on that hope.
I'm sorry I have nothing to offer you. No beer, no wine. The cupboard is bare.
That's okay.
I guess we probably shouldn't get too comfortable either. We should probably head out to the car.
Sorry about the live band. Shall we?
Thank you.
Don't say anything.
Hey, go back to sleep.
Going to stare at the ceiling all night?
All those plans we made this evening, I think we're going to have to put them on hold for a while.
Why?
Because I can't marry you if I'm going to be convicted of embezzlement and murder, that's why.
Oh, Ryan, you're not going to jail.
How do we know that?
Because you're innocent.
How do we know what Justin and Iris and Ashley are up to, what they're going to try to frame me with next? And I can't take care of you and Kate and Steve if I'm in jail.
Ryan, do you have an account of your income, savings, investments, things like that?
Sure, why?
Well, if you're supposed to be taking all this money that Justin is accusing you of taking, then there should be something on the accounts to show it.
No, not necessarily.
Well, why not?
Well, I could have deposited them in a numbered account in Switzerland. That way you can't trace it.
So much for that idea.
Yeah. So you see, we're up against. No one can prove that Alex was murdered. I can't prove that I didn't kill him. I don't even know if I can prove that Justin's framing me for embezzlement. Everyone's going to believe that's true.
I am not going to let Justin destroy our lives the way he did with Rena and Max. I just won't allow it to happen, and neither will Grant. Tomorrow, see if you can find Mr. Johnson. Get him to tell the truth. And we're going to go buy our rings and be married just as we planned. And then, tomorrow night, we'll go to a moving picture show.
I love you. Virginia, Hampton, Marshall.
What's wrong, Elliot?
Paige.
It's wrong, and you know it.
Why is it wrong?
Because we told Dennis it wasn't true.
And we believed that. We weren't lying to him.
I feel as though we were.
We don't always know about our feelings, Paige.
Did you know?
I knew. But I didn't want to let myself believe.
I don't think Dennis is going to understand the difference.
Paige, we're not going to be able to live out the rest of our lives in terms of what Dennis does and doesn't understand.
Elliot, Dennis and I are still married.
Tell me you don't love me, Paige.
Let's not do this, Elliot.
I wouldn't hurt you for the world. You know that.
I think we should go now.
Is that really what you want?
Yes.
All right. I'll go change.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.